live.
With the war between Israel and Hamas and chaos as the House tries to elect a new speaker, tonight we're hearing from Virginia Senators Tim Kaine and Mark Warner. Sarah Hammond tells us what the lawmakers had to say about U.S. aid to Israel and if they support a new push to give more power to the interim speaker.
Almost 2 weeks since Hamas militants attacked Israel, almost 5,000 people have died.
I have been horrified by the atrocities.
President Joe Biden announced this week the U.S. is sending $100 million in humanitarian aid to Gaza, something both Senators Tim Kaine and Mark Warner say they support.
You need to make sure that the battle is going against those who mean you harm, but take all steps necessary to minimize consequences to those who aren't the perpetrators of this attack.
Warner says between the aid for food, water, and medicine and sending 2 carrier strike groups out of Norfolk to the area, the response from the U.S. has been the right one.
I think it was very appropriate that President Biden went and said we stand shoulder to shoulder with Israel against these terrorists. We will support them militarily, and I join in that support.
As for how the lack of leadership in the House affects making things like that possible, Kaine says he supports a growing movement to give the interim speaker pro tempore, Representative Patrick McHenry, more powers to reopen the House.
The idea would be so that we can get through these budgetary decisions. That seems to be an emerging idea, and that idea is sound to me.
Something Warner echoed.
To kind of come together and say we need to put in this moment of crisis, governing back as the first priority.
Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.
Republican Representative Jim Jordan is the latest nominee in the race for House Speaker, but has failed to gather enough votes in 2 separate occasions. He said this afternoon the House will vote on his bid for a 3rd time, but he first wanted to talk to the holdouts who are opposing him.